Hey folks, my name is Thomas Finlay. I'm the Executive Director for Carolina Rapids Soccer Club. I want to touch base today about a couple of things. First and foremost, safety. Safety of our players is the most important thing at this club. Please be careful when you're dropping your children off in the parking lot. Please watch your speed. There is children that are actually running in between cars, and the most important thing is us looking after them. Please be responsible when you're driving to and from Carolina Rapids soccer fields. Second thing I want to talk about is Plan B, rainouts. So obviously this spring we've had a tremendous amount of rain. It's inevitable, we can't control it, but how we respond from that is very important. Deciding Plan B is not just a push button activation. We do have a temporary schedule, but there's many factors that go into determining which teams train on Plan B. Who's just played games, who's doing regeneration, who's got third night practice. Is there a coaches meeting? So every day the staff spends at least 2 hours a day working on Plan B and rescheduling training sessions. So we appreciate your frustration, keeping that down to a low level. We appreciate your support, and I do want to thank the staff for the tremendous amount of time that they've been spending this spring in rescheduling training sessions, games. They've done a fantastic job, and thank you for your support there, folks. Within Plan B, parking at Bailey Road is almost important. There is no signs for parking on the grass fields, and you cannot park on roads. That's nothing to do with Carolina Rapids. That's just it's road safety. It's rules around the road. So if you park on the roads, folks, you may get a ticket. So heads up, park where you should park. That's parking lot at the tennis courts and parking lot at the middle school. Thanks for your support there. Also want to touch base on a couple other things with the different locations. Bradford Park, our members have done fantastic. Our staff has done fantastic in rescheduling some different activities, whether it's training sessions, whether it's games. But Bradford Park is being delayed. There's 2 new synthetic fields that were due to open in the middle of January. That has now been pushed back to the end of the month. We don't know which month it is though, so hopefully it's done by April. That's the new deadline we've been given. Once that opens up, that will obviously elevate a lot of training sessions from grass fields to synthetic fields with the weather. Glad to report, as you may know from last year, we got a long-term agreement, Richard Barry Park in the town of Huntersville. We'll be building some volleyball courts out there that will help some muscle ignition, some beach soccer activities in the summer and the fall. So we're excited about that. And as we continue to work with the town of Cornelius, we're looking at more capital improvement plans for synthetic fields in the town of Cornelius and obviously in the town of Huntersville, as we continue to work with schools like Community School Davidson, Hopewell, and obviously Huff High School is a great support of our programs over there in the town of Cornelius. In Denver, I want to thank Denver United Methodist Church and Lincoln Charter School for their support. The Lincoln Charter School is going through some capital improvements for some lights, and we're glad to be partners with them. Want to thank our members in Denver for their patience and support over the years as we can improve the field conditions for our players out in Denver. And obviously South Charlotte. Right now for next year, we have 2 agreements in place for Matthews Sportsplex and Bramblewood. And so as we continue to grow in that program, which is obviously grown tremendously over the last few years, we need more field space, and we're glad to have that already booked for next year. And obviously Cabarrus. Cabarrus is a little more long term. We do have a soft plan, what I would call, for some development there in a couple of years. Right now we're continuing to work with the schools, and we're bringing in mobile lights to help us with short-term plans. But with this, folks, it takes a lot of support with our staff. It takes a lot of support from our members, and it takes a lot of partnerships with the towns and whether it's schools, etc. But as we continue to move forward and always look to improve the field conditions at the club, we already have a great foundation with the complexes that we have and the long-term agreements. We always want to improve in that. So if you know anybody, it can help, any partners, anybody with those so-called deep pockets that can help with capital improvement campaigns, please let me know directly at tfinlay@carolinarapids.org. Otherwise, remember, safety, most important thing. Drive safe, drive the speed limit, and watch out for children at the practice fields. Thank you very much.